Okay, so I'll start off by saying this. I live in the northern part of the United States. I was in my room talking to some friends while playing War Thunder when my power went down. Now, I am a bit of a prepper, so my systems all have backup power supplies that are fully charged. They last about 6 hours at the computer's highest power consumption. So, I went downstairs to flip the fuses. That's when I realized they were all set to the on position. I went back upstairs, assuming it was a power outage. We had some windstorms in the area. I then went back to my room. That's when I realized it was quiet. I'm not saying northern Wisconsin, small town in the middle of the night quiet. I mean dead freaking silent. I couldn't hear anything. Not my breathing, not my cat purring on my gaming chair, nothing. I knew something was wrong, so I flipped the special button by my upstairs window that turns on the floodlights by my front door in the walkway. I didn't see anything noticeable until I noticed there was a small dark patch in the corner near my garage door. I wasn't expecting visitors, and all my neighbors know I'm rather jumpy and always make it known when they are on my property. I lost my cool here and went to grab my gun. I should mention that I am a proud owner of an M1 Garand. I use this gun for everything: hunting, target shooting, and in this case, home defense. So I grabbed it and loaded the end block with 8 rounds. I crammed it in the gun and let the bolt fly forward. I felt a small shiver go down my spine in anticipation of the loud metallic crack of the round advancing. I heard nothing. I went downstairs and threw my door open and grabbed my flashlight and started to walk towards my garage. That's when I saw it. It was huge. It must have been 8 feet tall. It seemed to absorb light, and it had no real face or shape for that matter. It was lanky with long arms and bony-looking legs. I think it was facing away from me, because when I called out to it, it contorted in a bone-snapping way that gave me chills. That's when I saw the face. Well, hole. It had a hole where its face should be. That's when I fired. 4 rounds, center mask, and it didn't freaking go down. It took 4 rounds of 30-06 and just shrugged it off like it was nothing. And then I realized I had not heard a single sound from my 4 blasts of my rifle. Then, in a panic, I raised the gun and shot 1 more round into its face hole. It spun around and took off running at what seemed like 50 miles an hour. That's when I heard the deafening roar of my rifle. Once it was gone, I went sprinting inside and deadbolted the door and ran back upstairs to grab more rounds. That's when I realized my computer was off. It was dead. All the backup lights were off. I had been outside for all of 30 minutes. I decided to sit in my room and wait for the power to go back on. It eventually did, about 2 hours later. It has been about 3 days since this has happened. Does anyone have any ideas of what I saw? I asked my neighbors the following day if they heard anything, any strange noises or anything strange the night before. They said they heard nothing, not a thing, not my shouting or the gunshots. Thanks for joining us around the campfire. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe below. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified of our new stories as they are posted. If you have a story you'd like to share for narration, submit it via email, and you may be hearing your story next. Our email address is in the description box below. Thank you, and good night.